Hey, and welcome to an episode of Pod Talks with myself, Richie Bra, and Daniela Del Carpio. So it's been a while since we've done one of these. Daniela and I have been super busy, but very excited to this morning, my side, and Daniela's evening to have this catch up. And we'll be asking some questions that some of you guys have submitted via Instagram. So we hope to try and keep some of these Q&As in over time. So definitely follow us on Instagram. Make sure you message us and ask us the questions that you want us to answer on these pod talks. So Daniela, hey, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, it's been crazy. I think it's been over a month, maybe a month since we recorded the last episode, it's wild. But yeah, as you say, we've been busy. We've been working hard, guys. But we're here now, and we're gonna be doing the Q&A. Some, as always, guys, keep asking your questions, keep sending your questions through, your challenges, your concerns. The more you ask, the more we can help you, the more you can learn from us and, start applying the tips or the knowledge that we give you. Because if you don't ask and then you assume everything, that's not going to get you anywhere. But the more you ask, the more you want to learn. So it's exactly what we're going to be doing now. And we've got a few questions here that you guys asked us, and we're going to go through that.
Okay.
But yeah, should we get started?
Yeah, let's do it. So shall I ask you a question first?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, you
this
go
one
first.
was this is a common one that I'm seeing lots where women have asked how can I rebuild my legs and my glutes? Like they've lost the fat, but they're upset that they've now lost the muscle. So what advice can you give to those?
Yeah, number one, I would say it's something to help you rebuild that muscle mass, that muscle mass. It's to understand that for you to help you shape those legs again and those, your glutes help you have that really nice shape. It means that you have to gain a little bit more muscle mass. And for us to gain muscle mass, it means two things. It means that we have to train really hard and heavy without compromising our form. And we also have to start eating a little bit more, which I know sometimes it can be very, very scary because we're so used to being in a caloric deficit. We're so used to just focusing on losing body fat. And we're very afraid of gaining muscle mass. We're very afraid of eating more because we have this idea that the more food I eat, the more weight I'm going to gain. And I'm going to go back to square one. And all the hard work is going to go down to waste. All my hours I spend at the gym, all the hours I spend cooking, like that's going to go to waste. But it's not. Like if you keep eating only, let's say 1,500 calories or 1,200 calories, you're going to maintain where you are and you're going to keep losing muscle mass. And we don't want that. If we want to shape that, if you want to have those amazing glutes like J-Lo, like Kim K, you need to work really hard and you need to, start eating more. So I think just accepting the fact that for you to shape those legs again and those glutes, you have to increase your calories. It's not going to be from 1,200 to 3,000 calories overnight. It's going to be like a gradual increase. So slowly. And then once you're there, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Okay. I'm going to say that because it does, especially if you're not used to it. It gets better with time. But at the beginning, it does get uncomfortable because you start feeling like, I'm feeling heavy. I look a little bit bloated. I feel this way. But if you don't eat more, nothing's going to happen. And because you're controlling how much you're eating, it's gonna make things easier to not gain too much body fat and focus mainly on building that muscle mass because we're gonna focus on protein, getting enough carbohydrates, getting the right amount of fats. So just knowing exactly, being very specific with those macronutrients and controlling how much we're eating. And with the training, you need to train heavy and you need to train consistently. Okay. Don't just train for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then done. It has to be consistently. And you have to focus, number one, on your technique, because there's no point lifting 100 kgs overnight. You're simply going to get injured. You're going to maybe injure your lower back, maybe injure your legs, your quads, your glutes, any or every single muscle. You're going to stop, and we don't want that. So increase our strength with time, focus on the technique, and then that with time. And also something else, patience. That's going to help you shape your legs, because muscle is not going to grow after just 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. It takes months and years to build that. So be patient. So yeah, I will say those 3 tips: acknowledge and accept that you have to eat more, train heavy, train hard but smart, and be patient. Those 3 are going to help you.
Absolutely love that, Daniela. And that's something that I want to run home as well, is that quite often, especially if we've been on a weight loss, we've had a lot of weight to lose, or even fat. Yes, there's been a calorie deficit, but there's a fixation that I don't know. I think I do know why, but women have on being a certain weight on the scales and always thinking that dictates progress, and it doesn't. It's a bigger picture. So just to run home, if you are going to be, if you are trying to build, you have to accept a bit of weight gain, right? And it's not yo-yoing back and forth. You need consistency and patience. Those legs are not going to go bam over 8 weeks and that's it. It's going to take time. So you really do have to be patient. And it's the same thing, Daniela, that I honestly have to repeat myself sometimes, but it's not, you and I didn't build our bodies overnight. It took years. And even still, it's taking years because we have to consistently work at it, and it's not just going to happen overnight. So,
exactly. Yeah. And also, something else I quickly want to mention about that is that just because you're eating more or training heavier, it doesn't mean that you're going to look big and bulky and like look really big and muscly and like grow your muscles like that. That's not going to happen. The only way that can happen is if you, as women, as ladies, we start doing steroids, then your muscles are going to grow very big if you train consistently over a few months, years, if you take steroids consistently over a few months and years, not just for 1 day or 2 days. So anything that we do consistently, you're going to grow your muscles. And because you're going to get more testosterone, those muscles are going to grow bigger. Your body's going to start shaping and looking different. But that's not what we're going to do. We all want to do is just shape that body, nothing else. So don't be afraid of that. Okay, second question. And this is also a very common question that I ask all the time. And it's to do with creatine. And does creatine makes me gain weight?
Okay, interesting. Creatine doesn't make you gain weight per se. It allows the muscles to retain the water, right? So because of that, you might feel a little bit bloated, or you might feel as though, I think also, I don't know if this is anecdotally, but I feel like with creatine, I'm definitely a lot more thirsty, and you do actually need to drink a lot more water when you're supplementing with creatine. So again, is it the fact that you're having more water that's making you feel like you're putting on more weight per se, or is it the case, you're not putting on more weight? I wouldn't say that. And the thing is with creatine, it's gonna help you in so many other ways. It's really, really beneficial for us to have, especially if you are like vegan or vegetarian, because it's the thing that's going to help you recover better. It's going to help you have that improved muscle size, or even performance and recovery. It's not going to make you put on weight. I don't know. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think the same. Like, you're not gonna gain, like, yes and no. Like, you're not gonna gain body fat by taking creatine. That's, creatine is just that supplement to help you gain that strength. And like you say, Richie, like your muscles are gonna retain that water, and that's why you may feel or you may look a little bit bloated, but it's just water. It's water retention, because your muscle cells are trapping that water inside the cells, and that's why they grow a little bit bigger. It's like you drinking, let's say, a glass of water, and then you have that water in your cheeks. Your cheeks go a little bit bigger because you're holding that water right there. It's the same with your muscle cells. You're holding that water, and that's why you look bloated. Or that's why maybe the numbers on the scale might go up a few grams. They're not going to go up by 20 kgs, and that's just water retention, nothing else. But it's a good thing. And it's nothing crazy. It's not like a big increase in gain weight. It's not a big increase in anything. You don't look different overnight. If anything, you're just going to gain more strength. You're going to feel it stronger. I feel like creatine is one of those supplements that actually does work. I've noticed the difference with my training. It does work 100%. But as we always say, like, don't just take the supplement for the sake of taking a supplement. We need to focus on our diet first. Supplements are just there to supplement our diet, nothing else. But yeah, creatine, amazing supplement. It's just water retention, bloated, yeah, maybe a little bit, but again, it's just water. You're not gaining body fat. So I think that answers the question. It's not body fat. It's just water retention, nothing else.
Yeah. And I think that's really interesting what you say about don't just take supplements, because I think the whole purpose of you having it is to enhance your performance. So if you're not training hard enough, and that's the first step, you need to be making sure that your diet's in check. You need to be making sure that you're training, you're actually doing your training. It's not just, I felt like it today, and because I did 3 days this week, why have I not seen a change, and suddenly I need to have more. And I tell you what's really funny, I mean, we have a lot more research around the supplement creatine, but years ago people used to think that creatine was like some sort of steroid.
Yeah.
Darling, I've had that before. And it's like, no, it's not. It's something that our bodies actually create. You know, we have a phosphocreatine system that kicks in to help us with, you know, that muscular power, etc. So if you take it back to basics, and you know, it's great in terms of it's a natural thing that's happening in our body anyway. And all we're doing is trying to enhance that system. And it's okay to supplement with it, but make sure that you're careful in terms of how much you're supplementing. You don't just want to start taking loads because that's what you read on the back of the packet, or that's what you see your partner do. You need to make sure that you're taking the right amount for you. So Daniela, do you know what the specific dosage is? Would you like me to say?
Yeah. So it should be 1 scoop, which is 5 grams. Should be 5 grams, per day.
We could make it a bit more specific, because I feel like for us women, especially if you are more petite, it might again help you not have massive amounts of creatine in the body. So it's actually 0.03 times your body weight in kilos. And I think that's really important for me to mention, because I will be quite open here, but recently I was just not measuring and I was necking it back. And I've actually had I've had some funny blood test results as a result. And so I'm being quite transparent there. But when I was to my doctor, it was like, maybe you're having a bit too much. So, and I've spoke to another one of my, like a GP friend as well. And it's like, very stupidly, it's quite easy to kind of have too much of something. So just make sure that supplementation is great. It's not going to be like, you know, detrimental or harmful in that respect, but make sure that you're having the right amount. And so, for example, if you weigh 60 kilos, and you times that by 0.03, I might get this wrong, but it might be something like 2 grams a day. So it's just like half a scoop, right? For some of us. And I just thought that might be worth mentioning, just as a little tip and trick, a little one there. So hopefully that helps some of us. But cool.
That's very interesting. And about creatine, like having that amount. I think it's easier to overdose in supplements, because we think like, supplements, creatine, aminos, this and that, and it can be harmful. But I think the only one that it's not really harmful to overdose, obviously, again, you don't want to have too much, but protein, like I think many people or many women have not problems, but they're scared of taking too many scoops of protein a day, because they feel like they're going to get kidney damage, or they're going to get, you know, different health issues. But with protein powder, you're not really going to get that. But in saying that, you don't want to be just relying on the protein powder to get your protein intake every single day. Like, protein is amazing, and I always recommend it because I think it is an amazing supplement. But you want to make sure that you're getting your protein mainly from food, things like chicken, steak, if you're vegetarian, chickpeas, tofu, things like that, because you're going to get not just the protein, but you're going to get the minerals, you're going to get the vitamins. So those are the things that we want. Protein is just something to, again, supplement, and just something to make it easier and more efficient. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with protein powder. Don't be afraid of the
Yeah.
preservatives. Don't be afraid of the additives. Like they added there for a reason, like to make the product taste better, for the texture, to make it last longer. There's some additives and preservatives. Some are healthy, some are not, some are toxic, some are not. So don't be afraid of everything, and don't believe everything that you hear online. There's too much
Yeah, I think
misinformation.
definitely with the protein powder as well. I think it's important to take, I don't know, personally, and I recommend it to my clients, but as natural as possible in terms of like when you go into like health food store and you go to this section and you pick up your protein powder, you see all these like mass gainers and like all these different crazy words. Like, just don't do that. If you have dairy, just go for your whey, keep it simple. And if you're a vegan or you're dairy intolerant, then just go for a nice plant-based one. Don't go crazy with all these extra funky names that are saying that you do this and that, or like diet as well. Some of them say like diet whey or like diet protein powders. Just go for the flavor that you like, and yeah, try and go as natural as possible with that as well. And obviously you want flavors and things because it makes it easier to neck back, and it can definitely, there's loads of recipes as well that you can make with protein. So it's so handy.
So many.
Bake cookies with it. You can make breakfast muffins, like just add it to your oats in the morning. I like doing that. But yeah, I think the key thing here is not to have a reliance on protein powder. Daniela, as a vegan, actually, when I do travel, I actually take protein powder with me, because depending on what countries I go to, I might not find in the restaurants or wherever we're going out, I might not find that I can even hit my protein intake. Like here in the UK, it's super easy. I've been a vegan for like over 10 years. It's so easy. You can just get all your protein sources. You can create your own meals, your own recipes from home. It's easy peasy. But sometimes when you go abroad, like it's very difficult sometimes for them to understand it, whether that's a language barrier or not. And like for me personally, and if you are vegetarian as well or vegan, like and you want to be doubly sure that you're going to be okay, just take a couple of like small sachets of protein powder. I just pack some in my suitcase. And it's just handy to have. You can have that in the morning with your like breakfast, and just know that, you know what, even as a baseline, you've had some protein in. And then when you're going out to eat, whether you're having like, you're on holiday, you're having pizzas or you're having whatever, then you can just kind of stick to the basics with your food as well. Make sure that you're satisfying your needs and your wants.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I love protein, because you can take it anywhere, like literally anywhere you go, you can take your protein with you, whether you travel or you're just going away somewhere for the weekend. It's nice and convenient. So yeah, get that protein. You don't have to, but it's just nice and convenient. Okay, next question. You want to go with the next question?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so what are the best exercises to tone my core and reduce my belly fat? Big one. We get
great
lots.
question.
I need to tone my belly, and you've seen it, Daniela, like you open Instagram or TikTok these days and you see these horrendous videos, and it's not even like planks and crunches and twists and stuff. It's literally like doing these things where you're either wearing a waist belt or like some sort of rolling pin, and you roll your belly, and they try and tell you that that's how you're going to.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Tell us, Daniela, how do you lose belly fat?
Yeah, I've seen those videos, and even on TikTok, it's mainly TikTok every single time. It's either those videos that you just mentioned or the Pilates. Do this Pilates and you're gonna have this amazing six pack. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with Pilates, but it's not the one thing that's gonna help you get that six pack. And there's also a question that I get from my clients, because sometimes maybe I might not include core exercises at the beginning in the programs. And they're like, Danny, you know that my goal is to lose body fat. Mainly fat around my stomach, sorry, but you're not giving me any core exercises. Like, what's going on? And the reason why core exercises, so first, there are no core exercises that are going to help you target that belly fat, and they're going to help you tone that body, or tone your abdomen, sorry. exercises are not the magic thing that will help you get that six pack. Okay. The only way that you're able to have that nice core, that really nice flat stomach, it's by number one, focusing on your diet, because focusing on this is going to ensure that when you reduce that body fat, and if you reduce that body fat, you're going to reduce that belly fat that you have, and you're going to be able to see your abdomen if you want to see that, like your six pack, if you want to see your six pack, because every single one of us, we have those muscles. That's how the human body is. But some of us have a little bit more body fat around that area, which is why now you're not really seeing too much. You just see that fat around there. But once you decrease that, you're going to be able to see that nice flat. And it won't be fully flat, especially for us women, because we hold in a little bit more fat around there because we're able to reproduce. But it's going to be nice and toned. With core exercises, they are amazing, yes. But I like to include them mainly to help you gain more core strength, to help you have that really nice and strong core when you do different exercises like squats, compound movements that require you to have a very stable core. That's the main reason why I personally like to do core exercises. It's not because I want to get that amazing six pack, but it's because it's going to help me with my strength. It's going to help me with my performance at the gym, when I train legs, when I train upper body. Forget about doing crunches. Forget about doing planks. Forget about doing leg raises. Forget about doing, well, other things are there. You know, all those funny things that you see online, or maybe that you've tried. I've tried them all. Trust me, they don't work. Just diet, consistency, and patience. And it's the simple things, the things that we mention every single time, because that's the only things that you need to help you get those results. Like, you don't need anything else. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so true. And that's it. It's the boring, simple, boring stuff day in, day out.
Yeah.
There's no magic involved. Well, there is magic. The magic is in consistency and actually doing what your coach has asked you to do. It's sticking to the plan.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting what you say about all like the core exercises. And Daniela, I am also a Pilates trained teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an instructor.
Yeah.
So again, people will come to me and say, oh, I need like toned abs and stuff. And it's like, this is not why you're doing it. Like, the reason why we train our core is the reason why you might train your bum, right? Mm-hmm. Because you are, well, when I talk about functionally, I know that people want to grow these massive glutes, right? Okay. But you could also grow massive abs if you want. But the thing is, it's a lot of it is down to body fat covering that area. Now, if you were to have a look at a bodybuilder who had shredded glutes, like shredded glutes, like these men that get on and stand on the like Olympia stage, bodybuilders, their glutes, if they add the body fat back on, are going to be friggin' huge because they are well trained already. And so even with someone with like a six pack, as soon as you add the body fat on, you're not going to be able to see it. You won't be able to see any of that definition. But true glutes, have, you know, when you've got minimal body fat, they are going to be absolutely shredded, and they're not going to look nice. I'll be honest with you. They're not girls want to look. You girls actually want body fat on your bum, right? In addition to obviously having muscle there, but that is what gives you shape. And so that's like running home, is that body fat is natural. It's what gives us curves. It's what makes us feel womanly. And all this stuff about having a six pack, but still having this, like everything else that you want on a body, it's very, very hard. We live in an age now where people do resort to changing their bodies with either, I don't know, fat dissolving, or, you know, these other aesthetic things. Yeah. Liposuction as well has been around for years, but they are not going to help you functionally train your core. And that's really, really important, because you need a nice stable trunk to help you when it comes to running, when it comes to squatting, when it comes to moving, to lifting, to lifting your kids, to like carrying your shopping bags, like absolutely everything. So let's stop focusing on being targeted and specific all the time in terms of like toning. And let's actually just think about the bigger picture. Our bodies are going to look how they're supposed to look based on our genetics, but all we are doing is enhancing those, right? Me and Daniela, we could do exactly the same program. We're never going to look the same. Daniela looks incredible. I absolutely love your body, but I am never going to look like you because our genetics are different.
Yeah. And I think that's something that people forget, like your genetics, it's how your body is already built. You know, there's things that you can change. You can shape your body 100%, yes. And that's what bodybuilding is all about, building that body. But you cannot change things completely. You cannot change things 100%. You can shape them, but you cannot change them. So that's something to keep in mind, because genetics plays a big role. But also, like, don't just rely on your genetics, or don't blame your genetics if you're not getting the results that you want. Because yes, even though genetics are there, if you're not getting if you don't get the results that you want, ask yourself, like, am I doing the right program? Am I actually doing the work? Am I actually putting the time and effort? Am I actually being patient? If you're doing all those things, just keep waiting and keep being consistent. But if you're not, then start doing the things that you should be doing, because it can be one or the other. It can be maybe you just need to be a little bit more patient, or maybe you need to actually get things done and stop procrastinating and stop, feeling or acting a little bit lazy, and just get things done. That's all you need. Okay, next question. And this is actually what I just said, but this question is to do with laziness. How to overcome laziness?
Interesting. Okay. So the key thing here, this ties in with people relying on, like, I wasn't motivated to go to the gym. It's taking that first step. And also, the same people that have that laziness mentality are the same ones that want to sit back and wait for the outcome to come to them. They want that body handed to them. They want their fitness improved just by doing the easy, quick things, quick fixes. They also don't want to feel like the pain or the patience of having to stick to a fitness program. And again, it's work on rebuilding your mindset. And this isn't just about fitness. It comes with every other aspect of your life as well. If you have a lazy mentality, what are you like when it comes to, like, going for a promotion at work? Do you carry the same mindset there? It's likely yes, if I'm honest. So these things are not just related to fitness. Fitness is not exclusive. It's building the whole you and the whole picture of you. So it's also asking yourself that question, like, if I'm going to be lazy, what do I want from my life? How do I want my life to look? And there is a certain amount of pain that we have to go through in life to be able to get the outcome that we desire and that we deserve. So obviously we want to make sure that we're doing the right things first, but we have to learn and understand patience. There's no quick fixes. And when it comes to laziness as well, like, I get it that, it's difficult, but people rely on motivation, right? They're just waiting for, I didn't have motivation. It's like, none of us rely on motivation. We rely on responsibility. Now, if we've got a goal that we want to achieve, or an outcome, we have a responsibility to do the work to get that done. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I like how you mentioned about mindset, because I personally think it's all about mindset. Like, if you have this fixed mindset of, I'm a lazy person, or I always procrastinate, I've always been this way in my life, with uni, with work, with everything, I always procrastinate, then you're going to keep doing the same thing, because you have that identity that you are someone who's very lazy. You have that identity that you're someone who always procrastinates, that never gets things done. And that's why the actions that you're taking right now, it's showing the results that you're getting right now, which is you're not showing up for yourself. You're not going to the gym. You're not prepping your meals. You're not doing this. You're not doing this. You're not doing that, because your identity, it's going to shape your actions, and then your actions is going to get you the results that you want, and then the results are going to reinforce your identity. So it's like this triangle that is just going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. But once you start changing your mindset. And once you start changing that fixed mindset into a growth mindset, and you start believing that actually I'm not lazy, you know, I can make it happen. I'm going to lose that weight. I'm going to gain that muscle mass. I'm going to get that job that I want to get or want to do, you know, whatever it is you want to do. Once you have that growth mindset and once you believe that you can make it happen, this is going to be the new identity that you want to have. This is going to be the belief of the person that you want to be, that you truly want to, you know, yeah, that you truly want to be. And then your actions are going to start aligning with that person that you want to be. You're going to start going to the gym. You're going to start making that time for the gym or making that time to prep your meals because you're identifying yourself as a healthy person, as a fit person. So you're doing the things that a fit person will do, which is doing exactly what I just mentioned. And then you're going to take that action. And because you're taking that action, you're going to get the results. You're going to lose that weight. You're going to gain that muscle mass. You're going to look fit and healthy. You're going to feel amazing about yourself. And because you're feeling that way, you're going to keep saying or keep having that identity of being fit and healthy. And you're going to keep doing that. And you're not going to be lazy anymore because you believe that you can do it. You will do it and you will make it happen. So it's all about that. Just change that mindset. And we tell you guys this all the time. It's all about what's up here. It's all about the mindset. It's all about what you think about yourself. It's all about what you believe about yourself. So keep that in mind. And something else Rachel mentioned right now, like how you're doing or how you're acting right now with your fitness, we can guarantee is the same way that you're acting or you're doing with your job, with that new job title that you have, or maybe with your relationships, maybe with something else, you know, whatever. But you're taking the same approach with everything, the same identity with everything, and this is not serving you. I can guarantee it's not serving you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking that question. So think about that and change your mindset because that will help you with everything that you do in your life, like literally everything. Yeah,
absolutely love that.
But I think
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think that's all we have time for today, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
we're running out of time.
I know. So guys, thank you so much for joining us again with Daniela and I. Daniela, we need to definitely get this booked in for next month as well. We used to do this weekly. It's very difficult for us to do that right now because things are very, very busy. We're also running on completely different time schedules. So where I am like waking up now, Daniela is like getting ready for bed. So that's the real struggle of getting this together. But I absolutely love doing this podcast together. So for those of you that have been listening, please follow us on Instagram. Especially if you've just stumbled across this podcast episode, you can find Daniela at Daniela Del Carpio and myself, Richie Bra. We will leave our names in the description. And that way you can reach out to us on Instagram, give us a follow, have a look at our content as well. More tips and tricks and videos. You can see our client transformations, etc. And you can see also how we run our fitness programs for you guys as well. So thank you for listening. This has been Pod Talks, and we will be back next time. See you soon.